What's up, gamers? It's John. It's good to have you. Thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I'm going to review the ODROID-GO Super. What this is a brand new handheld. Came out. It's available through Ameridroid here in the States. It retails for $90 US. Don't be fooled. Don't go on eBay. Don't go to other sites and pay 2 to 3 times as much. Get it directly from the source. For those who live outside the US, it's available on hard kernel as well. This is a really cool handheld. It's open source, meaning what you see is what you get. That doesn't come with any games. There's no software or anything like that. You need to program, you need to load the build into it, right? What I'm showing in this video with my good friend Kirk, aka Gamester81, here on YouTube. I'll put a link below to his channel for those who are curious, want to check him out. We're going to use the Emuelec 4.0. He's part of the Emuelec team. It's a really cool build. The theme is great. This thing can emulate things going from Atari 2600 up to Dreamcast fairly well, which is awesome, all on the go. So there's going to be, at the very end of the video, I'm going to share my pros and cons, of course, the good and bad about this handheld. If you look at the design of this, it reminds me of actually a Switch Lite right here. You can kind of see the size comparable. The Switch Lite is actually slightly bigger, the screen's slightly bigger. This has got, the ODROID has a 5-inch screen. The Switch is slightly bigger. But even the button layout is fairly similar. I think they definitely got a lot of influence from the Switch. And what's nice, because it's comparable size, any accessories like Switch case, things like that you can use for this, which is awesome. You can take it to go. So without any further ado, I'm joining my friend Kirk. Let's take a closer look at the ODROID-GO Super handheld. And then, like I said, at the very end, I'll share my thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, Kirk, so this is the ODROID-GO Super handheld. Just came out recently.
Yep, and this is the latest build of Emuelec 4.0. What's good is this works with the Super and the original ODROID-GO Advanced, so you could basically just take this SD card out and put it in the other one, and you'd have the same functioning.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
This is running Emuelec 4.0?
Yep, Emuelec 4.0, and one of the features I wanted to show off was the vertical games. Now, what's cool about Emuelec, it has the vertical feature, which is the rotation. A lot of other builds have that, but when they do it, they rotate this way, and it makes it so you have to use the D-pad and everything else. Our rotation, if you do it through Emuelec by pressing Y, and then going to Advanced Game Options, and then Enable Vertical. Turn it on, go back, and then you run the game.
You gotta do it through Emuelec.
Do it through Emuelec. Do not do it through RetroArch, otherwise it'll mess up the custom configs. It'll override it when you save it.
Okay.
So if you notice, can you still see it in frame?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Lower it down just a little bit.
Better?
No, not the volume, the actual system.
Oh, sorry.
Down.
Down?
There you go.
Okay. Let me put the volume back up. Oh, the volume works. Can you see good?
Yeah, what game is this?
This is Ajax. Good game that I originally saw on the X68000 before I knew it was an actual arcade port.
Wow.
Yeah, so X68000 for the win again, baby. But yeah, it's a great game, but it's great to be able to play them at the the resolution that at the orientation they were supposed to be played. So the vertical's vertical, horizontal's horizontal.
Yeah, you change the mapping and the controls in those too.
Yep, and these right here, the controls and everything. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, so now let's show some other systems. Like if here's regular final burn and stuff like that, you can do the vertical, the rotation on per game basis, which is what I recommend.
Right.
So not all games are going to do that, but let me show you just what a non-vertical game looks like. You notice most of my favorites are verticals, though.
Emuelec is free, though, right? It's a free.
Emuelec is 100% free,
yeah.
And if you paid for it, you got ripped off. Let us know, and we will have it taken down from YouTube and stuff like that.
Be careful, because people are selling these fully loaded.
On YouTube and stuff. Horrible.
Kung Fu?
This is Kung Fu, yes.
Yeah, nice.
For some reason, I've been obsessed with Iron games lately. I didn't realize all the cool games that they had.
Yeah.
They're a really good company. But there you go. All your basic games are going to run nice. This will accommodate up to Dreamcast currently. If we get Vulcan, which there was some talk of Vulcan actually being ported over, we get Vulcan, things are going to improve really well.
What's Vulcan?
Vulcan's a different graphics driver instead of using OpenGL or SDL2 and stuff like that. It's much faster, and that's why Android's better. Android has Vulkan drivers, so anytime you've seen Android, you've seen a little bit better performance.
Yeah.
That's why.
Now, I like this layout you have here. You can actually change that too, to go to options and change it.
Yeah, this is the Crystal theme. You can also download stuff through updates and downloads if you're connected to the network. You can also customize the actual theme itself. There's a lot of different views that you have. So if you go into theme configuration, you have your game list style. You can change that to carousel video. So like when you see your game list, you go in here and you'll do this, and then the video will come up after it comes up through there.
Okay.
So you can do stuff like that. You could also do...
I like what you had before because it kind of gives a little synopsis of the game.
Exactly. I like the full detail. And plus, when it's on a small screen, the big flashy stuff kind of tends to slow things down and kind of blend in. So the settings, the default settings that they give us are what's good. But that game list view style that I was using was detailed.
Okay.
So...
And this thing isn't usually wireless. However, there's a dongle you can purchase that does make it wireless, which is cool. There you can play retro achievements and
you can do yeah, exactly. You can do all your retro achievements. Also, on the latest version 4.0, there is an option, and I'll leave a link in the description of the video. There is an option to automatically set your defaults, so you can just drop a little file into your actual SD card. And it'll set the defaults like your time zone, your Wi-Fi password, and everything else, so you don't have to keep doing it every time you go through it.
Cool.
Also, on 4.0, it has a partition that can be read by any PC. So you can just take the SD card out and put it in, and you'll see it on your Windows PC, your Mac, everything. That was something that was a hindrance on other builds and stuff like that. So he created that partition, so now that you automatically have an Emuelec partition, which is really cool.
So button layout, you have the A, B, X, Y. The
A, B, X, Y, and you got your two analogs here. You got your L1, L2. Here's your volume up here. Here's your power. Here's your charging through USB-C, and here's your headphone jack. I recommend using the headphone jack because this is only in mono on one speaker, as you noted before. But if you have the stereo, it's not. It really is stereo. It's not. It's not actually. Emulating stereo.
Over to it just a little bit.
This way?
Perfect. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So the typical systems that you guys know. I'm going to show you guys some more of this vertical, like stuff for WonderSwan color, Judgment Silver Sword. Now that you have the vertical enabled, I think I already had it enabled. If I didn't, I might have to exit out. Sorry about that, guys. But let me see what I did here. Okay, so on this one, you have to press start to, let's see, there we go. So there we go. So now I can actually play it the correct way.
Okay.
And this is a great game, one of my favorite games.
Otherwise it's stretched when you play it the other way.
Exactly. Or it's using the wrong controls, because up would be left and right, and down, up and down would be like that if you didn't do it. So this is how the WonderSwan was. It had so many buttons on it. If you ever take a picture, look up the WonderSwan online, you'll see it had like 1 million buttons. This is just like a caravan shooter, so like you just do time, and it was a homebrew, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. But it's also been released on Steam and on PC and everything because it has a really big following.
What's the name again?
Judgment Silver Sword.
And you're pretty good at this. Until you played it before.
I've played it a few times. I love this game. And then you got different things like
you can also have a USB port, obviously, but we didn't mention that. But that's where you put the dongle.
Right.
You can also hook up a second controller to it and play 2-player.
You can hook up a second controller, map it as long as the core supports it or whatever.
Right.
But you can also hook up a keyboard and mouse too. So you could you do like PC and stuff like that. So like if you just prop this up like in a Switch stand or something like that, because if you ask me, I think it's almost the same size, but you can get your Switch Lite and find out. I think it's almost the same size, so it might actually fit in some of those stands, that hold them.
Right.
So you could use that and have a keyboard and mouse and just play like Commodore 64 stuff with a keyboard.
Cool.
But you can also plug in a Bluetooth keyboard, so you can do your media and stuff, because Emuelec allows you to watch your media too, so you can watch all your cartoons and stuff.
Right. So I noticed that.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's check out a different game.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I just get lost in that game. I love that game. Sorry about that, dude. Let's show some Nintendo DS.
Cool.
Nintendo DS is available, but you have to install it through the setup. And if you'll notice, when you go into setup, you have install drastic. You have to have an internet connection for that.
Okay.
Because it pulls from a different source. Okay. If you don't have it, it won't install it and it won't update it. Okay. After that, you'll see the NDS on the actual ROMs directory. All right, so let's go here.
It's worth investing into the wireless dongle, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For that, I mean, the retro achievements alone is cool, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and start. We'll start with like Mario Kart DS. There's a lot of options that you have as views because you don't always use the top and always use the bottom, on the DS. So there's a lot of options. So right here, this would be your normal view that you would have. But you can, whatever one on top, if you press that, it'll switch to that one.
That's cool.
Or you can swap them and just do it that way.
Okay.
There's also an option to have them on both. And this right analog acts as your touchpad, and the L2 button acts as your click.
Cool.
You can do it this way, or you can just do it regular. So let's go single player.
I noticed if you hit this button, it shows the frames per second too.
Yeah. I think I turned that off on mine though.
Yeah, mine does anyway.
There. That's what that looked like. That was a little confusing for you guys.
Okay.
See, that's what would be on the bottom when it comes up.
Yeah.
So you go up here. So you can switch between
or
like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing great. I was playing Mario Kart 64 in mine. It was a little slow, but it was playable.
Yeah, N64 now, as long as you use the parallel core, the like standard games that I would call them, like kind of like the launch games, those all will work no problem. There will be some like audio hiccups and stuff like that. As long as you use the parallel core, I'll show you. I'll show you like Wave Race. Okay. It's totally it's playable, but it's not there yet, of course. I mean, so don't buy this for N64 emulation. I'm sure in a couple months the stuff that's using the same chip as the N2 will be out. You know how it is. They pump these out like candy.
That's what the N2 Plus is for. I get that for that.
Exactly. You want to do that N2 Plus all the way, baby. DS on the N2 Plus is really cool too because you have it on the TV, so you can have it that full vertical screen and you'll have the full size. So it's really good that way.
That's rad.
Yeah. So that's definitely a cool thing. What else do we got here that we might want to show off? We have some multiplayer going on, and we're going to set up some Discord servers for retro play for people. That is working, but that's going to be a different video altogether. Okay. So that's going to be where you're going to be at home, and we'll set it up on your network, and we'll go against each other
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. I'm going to try to get it to work so where we can play Turtles 4-player.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if we can do that.
I know
you can have your kid on the N2, have you on the ODROID Super, and then have me at home on the Super. Whatever.
That's cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. I know One Up Arcades are starting to do that with like NBA Jam. I think they're doing that online play.
Yep.
So, and that's the thing people don't realize is a lot of emulation has gone into the mainstream with the minis and the One Up Arcade mini arcades, and that's all emulation. Even Nintendo, my Switch, I have Nintendo, Super Nintendo. That's all emulation.
Exactly.
So.
And what's so crazy is people hated emulation a couple years ago, but it took Nintendo to use the same emulators and just put their name on it to get people to accept it. But people need to realize, don't sell it. It's a gift, basically, if you think about it. I know that sounds sappy, but emulation is a gift.
Don't make money on it.
Don't make money on it. Share it with everybody. Help people out. Because it's going to get it to where everything's taken down and it's no longer going to be available to you unless you buy it from Nintendo or buy it from Sega or whoever, and we don't want that to happen.
Right.
It's no fun.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't have the money for it.
So PlayStation works good?
Yeah, PlayStation works fine.
Yeah, I was playing Final Fantasy 7 on it the other day.
Oh, really? Yeah. Have you seen this game, Gunner's Heaven, dude? This is like Gunstar Heroes meets Metal Slug meets Gun Force meets Contra. Yeah, it's like a mix.
Awesome shooter.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Let me set up real quick here. Am I still in frame?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. Get this. With my luck, it won't work or something. But no, there it goes. Yeah. This game was really, really fun.
What's it called?
Gunner's Heaven.
You got me sold, man. On the game's just.
Yeah.
They kind of like Mario Kart 64 right there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, coming in from the GBA version. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, this is like a typical anime thing here.
Was this released in the US or Japan only? Or
Japan only, yeah. So if you want it, it's from the PlayStation Japan set.
it's in English, which is nice.
Yeah, it's like mixed. It would have made it over here, but remember this came out though when.
I can see the Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Gunstar Heroes. You got the Contra here.
He's like flying, or what's the deal? He's like gliding?
He's like gliding when he runs, yeah, and then the throw and everything else like that. It's just kind of a little. The background reminds you of Dolphin Blue, so like you can switch that here.
You gotta blow up that thing.
Yeah, but you can switch your weapons. So you got different weapons. So you switch with Y or triangle. Like
this is rad.
It's a great freaking game. It's a lot of fun. Although the first couple bosses are really pushovers. There's like some really easy patterns, which I'm not going to ruin because it ruins the game kind of a little bit because it makes it too easy.
Right on.
But notice this stance. If you play this game, where I was right there is your safe spot in every level.
Really?
Yep. Check this out. This is Bionic Commando coming up here. Watch this. Where you hook up.
Oh, yeah.
That's like Bionic
totally.
Commando too. It like stole from so many different places, but it's great, dude. It's a lot of fun. I really like the game. So, there you go. Yay.
It's really fast to exit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everything about Emuelec is great. I love it. And I think everybody should use it and support it. So,
yeah, and I mean the fact that you can not just play games, but I was watching like with the Starcade and episodes.
Oh yeah, you can watch all the media. I didn't put the media on here this time, but you even got your collections and stuff here. So
just like you're doing
there. Yeah, so I like the collections, all that stuff. You can't really go wrong. So like, join the Discord server, start playing some retro games.
It should be noted though, a couple things, right? The cord that it came with, power cord.
Oh yeah. As for the actual device itself, physical device itself, for some reason the power cord that it came with on both of ours, not just mine, it wouldn't charge past 85%. I used an 8-bit though cord, a USB-C cable, and it charged it the rest of the up to 100%. So I don't know what's going on with the cables for shipping.
82%.
Yeah,
and it took really slow, like 4 or 5 hours.
It took like that thing. Also, this 10-hour battery life thing, I don't know what they're talking about. So maybe like sitting idle for 10 hours in sleep mode. Yeah, no, 4 at the most with low brightness.
Yeah,
I'm thinking you're getting like maybe 3.5 hours at the most on high end. You know, going on like that. And that's probably all you're going to get. Yeah. But other than that, the quality and the build is actually really nice. Yeah. A couple squeaks here and there. Like my D-pad squeaks, but yours doesn't. Right. Which is weird. But
you mentioned you can swap these out for Vita.
Oh, yeah. You can also swap out the analogs with the Vita analogs, and then you can swap out a Switch D-pad, so you can just order them. It's Switch Lite D-pad, it's 6 screws, and then you just pull it off, and it's just little screws. Them. Yeah, as a mini screwdriver, eyeglass screwdriver, you'd be all set.
I hope the next model has an HDMI out.
That would be really cool. I just don't know how much it would add to the price.
Probably the cost, yeah.
Right, sure. Yeah, because now it's under $100.
It adds to the value too, because then you can play on TV.
True.
Like you don't stock it like a Switch and then play on your TV.
Well, I hope that they do that. They wait until they get the same chip, the chip that the N2 is using, right? So it's a higher end, so like we can do Dreamcast and stuff output like that. That's what I'm hoping for.
I would recommend this if you travel a lot. I know it's odd now with COVID, right? But if you're on the go a lot, this is definitely a system to pick up. If you're at home, I'd probably recommend the N2 Plus. Because it's going to do everything you can do on this plus more.
Exactly.
Right? But I mean, if you're on the go and you like to travel, and this is a really cool handheld, probably one of the better handhelds I've seen, honestly. It's cool. It's modeled after the Switch Mini or Switch Lite, you know?
Yeah, it's a dead ripoff.
I was checking it does have manuals, which is cool.
Oh, yeah, you got your manuals. Everything.
Although it's kind of small. Like, it was cool. I was looking at Earthbound, and like it has a whole guide of Earthbound guide is all scanned in. I don't know if you know this or not. Like a whole 80-page manual. It's huge. But the font is so small on the screen. It looks really cool on the TV, but on here it's too small to read.
Gotcha. Let me see what it looks like. I think we improved it where you can click on it to where it zooms.
You can zoom? Check it out.
Zoom. Hold on. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Go to Super Nintendo. Go to Birthbound. I'll show you.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
It's crazy that someone took the time to scan the whole.
And then if you click it again, if you press B again, launch, it should zoom. Launch. See?
Oh, look at that.
There you go. So you can zoom.
Can you zoom closer in
yeah, you can go down, up there, and then see what you do here.
Oh, wow.
You zoom in and it'll zoom that up.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. I knew we added it. I wasn't sure, but thank goodness it was there.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, and also some things you might not want to do. Let's get out of here first. If you go into...
Well, that's a cool feature. Real quick though, that's a cool feature. Go back to the main menu real quick. I like how you can jump to different systems on the left too. Like you push.
Oh yeah,
if
you press back when you're on the main entrance, you can go by manufacturer.
Yeah, that's nice. You can rather than scrolling through.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely cool. Definitely.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, there's like so many features in Emuelec that I just like kind of take. I kind of skip over the ones that I don't take advantage of.
But it's a nice feature.
Oh, it definitely is. Definitely is a nice feature. Here's one thing that you don't want to enable. You can overclock this, but it's very unstable, even at 1.4 and 1.5. But if you go into Emuelec settings and then danger zone, you can go to overclock. I'm at 1.4. I should actually put it back down. It also affects battery life too. So you're going to want to kind of just run it at normal because you're not really running anything that doesn't run full speed at normal anyways. Other than that,
so games like Saturn, they won't really run.
No, not right now. Not at something that it's respectable enough to play. You know what I mean?
Right.
When that is, trust me, that'll be my first video. That'll be okay. Saturn's running, cool. We got ours, and if we can get rotation mode on that, that would be awesome. So that would be great stuff.
And the shaders you have on here too, the presets you have are really cool.
Yeah, all the original shaders, everything else like that. That's cool. I want to resize the bezels because I think it'd be really neat to have the bezels with it, but I'm not sure if it's going to stretch it out. But that'll be another video if that happens.
Yeah. There's one shader that has a kind of it looks like a dome. I mean, kind of.
Oh yeah, the curvature, the CRT
and
curvature.
then you can see the lines. Like
you know what? Let's go ahead and apply one. Hold on 1 second.
Go to F-Zero real quick, Super Nintendo. It looks really good on this game. I'll show you. Oh, Super Nintendo. This is
Super Nintendo. F-Zero. Sorry.
There you go. F-Zero.
Which shader did you want?
It's I think it's let's see. Yeah, closer to you.
You got CRT, NES, Kurg.
Go back. Where's the preset? Is it preset ones?
Yeah, these are all the presets. Yeah.
This is different than mine.
I think we added some. There's Sharp, CRT. There's one that's actually Super Eagle. There's actually one that's SNES.
Phosphor.
Yeah.
That one right there.
SNES Phosphor. There we go. Yeah, always set your stuff in Emuelec. Don't set it in RetroArch, otherwise you're going to overwrite everything and just cause a mess.
Now you tell me.
Oh yeah, it's very subtle.
Yeah.
And you got the little blurriness with the phosphor. That's nice. Yeah. That's very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah. There we go.
The blurriness, yeah, the kind of the.
Hopefully the camera will pick it up, but yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you're right, dude. Way to go, whoever set that as a preset.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You even got the little tracer. I don't know if they can see that. It looks like a composite.
Camera not very well, but yeah.
And like on the floor, the little you can see the like scan line.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
You're right, man. You got it. You the man. So yeah, at MSU1, everything works. I've tested up to 512 gig cards, and those all seem to work. I haven't tested those 1 terabyte cards because.
Although my card I bought a Samsung and it's a.
Yeah, beware. Yeah, he bought a fake branded Samsung from Amazon. Yeah, and it was actually listed as a certified one, but it was not.
Awesome. Anything else you want to show?
Nope.
I think we nailed it. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for subscribing. Thank you for checking out Kirk's channel too, Cubert Addict 1 on YouTube. I'll put a link below. Thank you, Kirk, for your time. I appreciate it, man. And this is available on what's the website? Hard Kernel.
The ODROID-GO, the ODROID-GO Advanced Super is on hardkernel.com. You can also buy it at Ameridroid in the US.
Yeah. Get on that. I was looking on eBay and people are charging like twice as much.
Yeah, that's because they're giving them with Emuelec pre-installed.
Don't do that, guys.
Don't do that, guys.
Buy it directly through support the manufacturer. Right. And go to the Discord. You guys' Discord, right?
Our Discord. Patreon. Right, yeah. And also, if you can, subscribe to the Patreon. We don't ask for it. We don't demand it. But if you can, that would help everybody out.
Yeah, help the community out, for sure. All right, guys. Cheers. Thanks. Game on. So in conclusion, I want to share my thoughts about the ODROID-GO Super. I want to start off the good things I really like about this handheld. I like the build quality. It's pretty good. Now, you can replace, as we mentioned before with Kirk, you can replace the analog sticks. You can replace the D-pad. His is squeaky, mine's not. So I do like the build quality. It feels good in the hands. I like the button layout. That's good. It's basically an Odroid on the go. So for if you travel a lot, this is definitely a device to check out, which is a great thing. It does emulate games fairly well up to the Dreamcast. They're still working on Saturn and other platforms that are kind of choppy. Even N64 is a little slow, but it is playable on this handheld. So there's a lot of good things about this. I think the price is right. I think at $90, I think the price is right. Emuelec is a great community. They have a great backend. They have a great build, and they're always evolving and improving. So I have no doubt that it will continue to improve, and I have no doubt that eventually emulation will get much better on this handheld. So there's a lot of good positive things about this. The thing I don't care about it is my particular unit, the battery doesn't want to charge. It gets to about 85%, even with a different cable. Kirk mentioned earlier in the video his cable, he had to switch out to a different cable, and his seemed to charge to 100%. Mine doesn't. Mine starts about 85%. Disappointing. I'm not quite sure if that's common with these things, but mine has an issue. I just want to be upfront with it. That's a disappointment. I really wish that it did have HDMI out. I wish you could plug it into your TV. I know they probably did that. They didn't include that because of cost. I'm sure it would have driven up the cost more to produce these things, but I think that would have added to the value of having these. Now, having said that, if you're home, you don't travel a lot, it's probably best to invest your money into like Odroid N2 Plus. You can do much more than this thing can do, and if you're on your TV anyway, that's the way to go. However, if you do travel, this is definitely something to check out. So that's one thing I wish was improvement. It is mono sound, only has one speaker on the back. Now, if you have headphone jack, there's a headphone jack. So if you have headphones, you can listen to it in stereo, which I do recommend, but it does only have mono sound out back. Again, probably a cost-cutting thing there, which is I can kind of understand that for sure. I want to keep the price down. Like I said, I think $90, pretty decent. This thing's under $100 US. I think it's a pretty decent price. Battery life itself. Now, I mentioned before, obviously, my battery is not that great, but with Kirk, his battery can last about 3 to 4 hours of gameplay, steady gameplay. They advertise up to 10 hours. I'm not sure where they're getting that. Now, when you do power this off using Emuelec, I do want to mention the power button does turn it off. It puts it to sleep. If you want to power it off, you got to go to options, you got to go to the settings, and then shut down through Emuelec. Otherwise, it will go to sleep, and that will drain your battery. So keep that in mind. Now, if you want to power it on, obviously hit the power button. That's good to go. But if you just hit this, it will put it to sleep in a sleep mode, but it will still drain the battery slowly, even in sleep mode. So overall, a lot of good things about the ODROID-GO Super. I definitely recommend it. Emulation is evolving super fast. This is definitely something to check out. There's two versions of this available. There's this one, the gray, which I like, which is kind of the color of like the original Switch, which is great. But it also is available in a transparent color, which is unique. And that's kind of looks cool too. Completely customizable. Does come with one USB out. It'd be cool if they had another one so you can play wireless, or you have the Wi-Fi on and have a second controller playing. But there's only one, and that is for space reasons. Again, probably for cost-cutting reasons as well. Overall, a lot more positives about this than negatives for sure. I do recommend it. If you're looking for a system on the go that will play good retro games, this is the one to check out. Thanks, guys, as always, for subscribing. I really appreciate your time. Well, take care, and of course, game on.